So I want to tell you a story about an email I got this week from a client who said, "Thanks very much, Gabrielle, but I don't need to do any more sessions with you." And let me tell you, that was the best email I have had this week, because this was someone who I had been working with for a few months just on nutrition advice and support. And I'll never forget our first meeting, which I left feeling actually quite sad, because this lovely lady told me that she just didn't feel like herself anymore. And I thought that was just such an awful way to feel. She had a very stressful life, a lot of stress through work from COVID, or the homeschooling. We all know what that was like a few months back. And she'd really got herself into a very difficult place and not happy with her body and how she felt in it. And this week, this email that she sent me, she had got into her size 12 jeans, which was the goal that we talked about right when we got together a few months back, like I say. So she'd done it, she'd nailed it, she'd done what she needed to do and wanted to do. And let me just tell you a little bit more about how we worked together, just to give you a little bit of an insight, because this lady lost a few dress sizes, and she didn't calorie count, she didn't track her food, she didn't go on a low carb diet. What we did do is we started to focus on, one, what she was eating at the moment, and then two, what represented healthier meals for her and her family. She had a family, she didn't want to have, and she certainly didn't have the time to make separate meals for herself, so they had to be meals that she could eat with her partner and with her children all together, because she didn't have the capacity to do all of that work. And the whole process was about taking off the stress and the pressure, because she was under so much stress already. We really didn't want to layer on the whole concept of having to sort of flip into a diet as being something that only added more stress. And that's really important, because stress can actually compound the problem and actually make it harder for you to lose weight and actually make it easier for you to put weight on. So really something that we wanted to avoid. But the real essence of what was successful in terms of how we worked together, because I sat down and thought about this after, was she was able to make a lot of positive changes and maintain them over a few months, about 3 months altogether. And yes, there were days where she cheated. Yes, there were days where she didn't eat what she was supposed to eat, or had a glass of wine or a takeaway or whatever it would be. But the difference was that instead of doing those things that were, say, off plan and then throwing the towel in because you'd failed, we were able to work together to put those things into perspective, because you don't need to follow a diet perfectly. You just need to do it consistently enough so that on balance you're eating better food and healthier food and overall eating less calories than your body needs. And when you work with someone, like in the relationship that we had, where I become that accountability partner, I can just make sure that we put any little deviations into perspective, so that you let that go and then you just pick up and carry on where you left off, and you make healthier and healthier choices. And what also starts to happen is you notice how much better you feel when you eat better food and eat a more balanced diet. You notice that you've got more energy. You suddenly notice that you're not as bloated as you used to be, and your digestion's better. And you start to think, oh no, I like this feeling, I want to keep going with it. And that in itself motivates you to keep going. So that was, just wanted to give you a little bit of a story, a little bit of a case study of how working with a nutrition coach can actually help you make changes, and sometimes can make those changes very simple in your life, so you really get some great results. So if you'd like to have a chat with me and like more information about how I work and how I work with people from a nutrition support point of view, then just drop me a line. We can always have a chat about you and what you're looking for, and that's going to help you make a decision faster to see if I'm the right person to help you with your journey. All right, thank you for watching.